If you're a real MMA fan, you have to be conflicted. This is Brendan All In Allen, who has been looking in the most peak form that he has been in quite a long time. 4-fight win streak, just submitted a third degree black belt in Andre Muniz. But then you fight Bruno Silva, who AJ, after his loss to GM3, Alex Paeta, right? All right. Then GM3, where everyone's like, who is this guy? I thought he was good. What happened? He comes back against Brad Tavares and just beats the brakes off of that man. So Bruno Silva, it's fair to say, when he's on, he looks like a Terminator, legitimately. So my question to you is, who are you more confident in right now? And I'm not talking about who's going to win this fight. I'm talking about just as a pure destroyer. Are you more confident in Brendan Allen and his ability to mix it up? Or Bruno Silva, and even though he has the ability to mix it up, he just doesn't. He prefers to knock you out instead. What do you think?
I'm more confident in Brendan Allen's ability to be that monster in the cage, dude. This dude has had another switch, Derek. This whole episode is about switches being in people's mentality and their paradigm shifts because Brendan Allen has really brought the thunder, bro. He's brought the pain to his opponents, and he's in there getting finishes. Like you said, a very impressive win against Muniz, an impressive submission RNC against Jocko. There's been some real good fights he's had, and I think it's all stemmed from that Chris Curtis loss. But to that coin, man, Bruno Silva, you get beat up twice. You're even thinking, where's my UFC career going? What's going to be happening? And then you put on a beautiful check right hook to Brad Tavares and basically put him out. I mean, there was some contention with the short stoppage or not, but I think it was only leading to more damage for Tavares. And Bruno Silva has that death touch. Another time I'm going to ask you, Derek, does Brandon Allen need to stay perfect while he's fighting Bruno Silva, or can he just get by? Will the chin hold up a little bit? Because I think Bruno Silva has that death touch. What do you think?
This is one of those moments where I cannot say with confidence that if Brendan Allen cannot avoid the big shot, I don't know if he gets up. Like Brendan Allen is one of the toughest fighters you're going to come across. But Bruno Silva, you're right. Whatever you call it, death touch, fucking mystic power, whatever you want to call it, this dude has a gift from above where when he touches you, he's the definition of a finisher. As simple as that. If you look at, and folks, this is, you have a good fighter on your hands when you have to bring up the Tapology page and you just have to go run through it. Brother, look at this. 20 knockout victories. How many wins? 23. This dude is just a nonstop. Yeah, I have a couple losses, but I'm just destroying everybody else, man. First round, nonstop. Go down the list. It doesn't matter. The reason why I bring this up is not to discredit a Brendan Allen or anything, but it's when Bruno Silva is on. Like when I watch him and he knocks somebody out effortlessly and just jogs back around the cage and is just like, oh yeah, I just knocked. This is what I do. Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, that was my 20th career knockout. It's like Alex Paeta-esque. He's the only guy, by the way, right, who was able to take all those shots from Paeta and still weather the storm. Didn't win, but that's why this is so hard. You realize, AJ, right? We're both big fans of these fighters, but like that's what makes this hard is because Bruno Silva has one hole in his game that he's a Gregory Rodriguez. He just won't use his grappling. The man can grapple. What happens when Brendan Allen puts him on his back and then just starts working his game?
Well, then he's forced to bring out the jiu-jitsu, Derek. This will be one of the things that Silva is forced to do in this fight, because I think Brendan Allen will be working the up and down, the takedown. How proficient will Bruno Silva be on the ground? I don't know, because you're right. We haven't seen it. We've seen him fall in love with the power. And to his credit, bro, he's the only one that's been able to stand up to the power of Alex Paeta. So I don't think the power of Brendan Allen is going to be a problem. Will that ground game really come into effect? Will that be the tide that turns, Derek?
If you're asking me, yes, 100%. I feel like that is what makes or break the fight. It's Brendan Allen getting Bruno Silva down and doing what he did to Andre Muniz, who is a certified finisher, and he made a third-degree black belt look kind of silly on the ground, right? If he could do that to Bruno Silva, that's the easiest path to victory. Why am I going to try to eat the death touch when I can just take you down, right? And I can just put the backpack on you and I can work my grappling. I don't know. It's tough, man. Honestly, I really do think if Silva lands one clean one, fight's over. If Brendan Allen could get him to the ground and really work his magic, fight's over. I think submission, literally. I think it's either Brendan Allen is going to submit him or TKO him on ground and pound, or Bruno Silva just a clean hook, maybe a straight, something like that. And listen, to bring up the odds and stuff again, bro, look at these odds. Plus 160 for the submission, plus 265 for the TKO in favor of Bruno Silva. Look at the submission prop for Silva, plus 2,500. So we're talking about grappling. Clearly, they're like, submit Brendan Allen? Yeah, right. Like, okay. So, I mean, shoot, man. The only one I have to call into question is plus 300 decision for Brendan Allen. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that one is interesting. I see him being the more technical fighter consistently. So even if it does go to the third round, I think Brendan Allen stays sharper. Bruno Silva, with those big movements, with all that power, you do have your foot on the gas pedal a little bit more. Damn, yeah, it's interesting because I see it. Obviously, Brendan Allen has been more proficient on the ground as well. Will Bruno Silva be able to pull something out? It looks like the odds makers, man, plus 2,500. Not at all. They're agreeing with you, and even being outclassed in the decision. Yeah, man. I mean, personally, I got to rock TKO. I'm sorry. I got to rock submission. My bad.
Yeah.
I was looking at the TKO prop for Bruno Silva. I got to work submission plus 160 for Brendan Allen. Man, give it to me early, round one.
Yeah, man, I'm going to rock with the submission for Brendan All-In Allen as well. And this, honestly, is going to be a testament, folks, just so you have, like, context behind why this pick. It's not because, like we said, it's razor thin. That's the way that we're looking at this. This might as well be a toss-up. Do I see Brendan Allen as a minus 190 favorite? I think that's kind of one of the most ridiculous odds that I've seen just because of how dangerous Bruno Silva is. But Brendan Allen has shown to us time and time and time again, like, this dude is no joke. You have to stop sleeping on him. This dude is ready for top 15, if not top 10. Like, that's how game he is. And I think he's going to prove it on Saturday night. So with that being said, AJ, any last words on this one? Or are you ready to move on?
Folks, if you haven't had an opportunity to know how big of a fan Brandon Allen is, he's been on the dark horse for Derek for probably the whole entire 2-3 years we've been doing this, folks. Go check the history tapes. We've been telling you. And Brandon Allen may be taking the slow route, but he will be at the top very, very soon.
That's right. That's right. I mean, literally, check the tapes, man. Check the archives. Y'all know what time it is.